Hello, everybody. This is Chris Butler with Rusty Barn. We're very excited to welcome you to Wild Wednesday Live. This is presented, of course, by the Quilt Craft and Sewing Festival. We're very, very close to being able to do live in-person shows, but until then, we really need your support. Thank you so much for all the support you've given us. Our vendors count on it. That's how they're staying in business until we get back to events, and us too, frankly. We hope that you'll make our vendor mall your first stop in all your shopping needs and that you'll continue to tune in each week for the show. Thanks again, and we hope you enjoy this week's episode of Wild Wednesday Live, and we'll see you in the mall. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Wild Wednesday Live. I'm Raylene Salazar, and I'm going to be your host this week. Just a few things before we get started. We want to remind you that all of today's vendors are going to be offering a special discount during their demo today, and those will be good till tomorrow night, Thursday at midnight. So if you see something you can't live without, you don't want to delay. You want to get those orders in so you get those extra savings. And you can always find all of today's vendors quick and easy by going to the quiltcraftsewmall.com. Look for the Wild Wednesday logo and then click on the link right below it. And that'll take you directly to each of today's 4 vendors' landing pages. And will also indicate right on that page what their discount is, just in case you forget. And don't forget also, if you ever miss a live episode, you can always go back and see all of our past episodes on our YouTube channel, Quilt Craft Sew Mall. Now, we're going to continue on with our weekly raffle prizes because everybody seems to be having a great time with that. So later on in the show, I'm going to give you the special phrase that you need to enter the contest. And today we've got 5 terrific prizes. We have a 24 by 36 cutting mat from Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. We've got a pair of beautiful leggings from Caddy. We've got a Try-Me kit from Couture, a silk Fusion starter kit from Fabric Chicks, and a fabric bundle from Quilters Haven. So again, stay tuned. We'll be giving you that phrase a little bit later. And we always like to remind you that we stream our show live over the internet. So unfortunately, it's only going to be as good as the connection that each vendor has. And some of our vendors are in pretty remote rural areas. So on occasion, we may have some sound or video issues. Just bear with us. If it ever, at any time, it's a consistent problem where it makes you unable to enjoy that demo completely, then we will stop the vendor and we'll reschedule them for a later date. So again, we see whatever you see, so we're aware of it. But again, we're kind of at the mercy of the internet. So let's get started with our show this week. Coming back to us, joining us today from the Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface are Anna and Teresa, and they've got some new products they can't wait to share. So hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hey, I'm excited to see the new mats. So I'm going to turn it over to you so you
It's
can
a
get
size
started.
you don't have, Raylene, so.
Oh, not for long. Not
Two sizes,
for
I
long.
know.
Well, tell us all about it.
Yeah, we will.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us again. We're going to do our demo a little bit different. You can always see our original demo online on our website or on our Etsy site. My name's Anna.
I'm Teresa.
And we are the Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. We just want to thank you so much for all the support throughout the years, especially during this pandemic. We've been so blessed for all the orders that have been flooding in. And thank you so much for all the Etsy reviews, our website reviews that are always 5-star
really
and amazing. Yeah. Now, our mats are manufactured here in San Diego. They are firm and durable. They will not warp. They do not buckle, and they do not smell. We don't get fiber, batting, or dust down in our mat because we're just cutting on top. Now, you will get some raised cut marks. When the raised cut marks appear on the mat, you're going to take the mat eraser that comes with every mat, and you're going to use it like a scraper and scrape the raised cut marks right back down. We have a couple of topics that we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to move this so you can see the mat really quickly. There we go. So one topic is, do you have a bad rotary blade or is it your mat? And I'm going to let my mom explain this.
Yeah, so when we go to shows, we are frequently asked, does your mat dull the blades? And the truth of the matter is, our mats don't dull your blades. Their mat doesn't dull your blades. His mat, her mat, your neighbor's mat, no mat will actually dull your blade. Now, if you pick up your rotary cutter and it doesn't roll, you have the fabric and it goes right on top of the fabric and doesn't cut, you have a dull blade for sure. So you need to change it. But a lot of people get confused with a nicked or a chipped blade and a bad mat. So some of the other cutting mats out there are self-healing, and they do self-heal, but it self-heals with fiber batting and dust down in it. And now you've got a split. So when you're cutting, your blade starts to skip. You have to backtrack, and that's just too much work. With our cutting mats, like Anna said, they are firm. So the blade doesn't actually go down into the mat. So when you're cutting your fabric, you get a nice, clean, crisp cut every time. So you need to know the difference, because some of you are going out and buying too many rotary blades when you really should just change the kind of mat you have. Our mats are firm, like I said. You don't have to bear down while you're cutting. But that is our answer to the question when it gets asked, and it gets asked very frequently. So we'll go on to the...
Our second one, our second topic is what type of fabric and non-fabric materials can you cut on the mat? Here we have the fleece that my mom was cutting on. I hope you can see that okay.
No problem.
We have
Satin.
the satin.
And notice the fabric doesn't really move, because if you're not pinching the fabric down into the mat, the fabric just kind of stays. You will need a ruler if you're a quilter, though. Don't get me wrong.
We got fleece.
This is our solar fleece, and this is asked quite often. With the solar fleece, how many layers can you cut? Well, you can cut as many layers as you have blade. So solar fleece with no problem.
Batting.
I mean, that's an everyday question. How is batting?
Tulle.
Yeah. No problem. Have to make our granddaughters their little ballerina suits for sure.
These are our non-fabric materials. Plastic.
A lot of you guys at the show seen me cut plastic when I cut your bags. Plastic, no problem. Cut a slit in the bag and everything's on a genius. Yeah, vinyl. All you that have the Cricut cutters and you're having to cut your vinyl, absolutely no problem. Vinyl, even for upholstery, absolutely no problem.
Cardboard.
No problem. And of course, leather. If you're doing leather work, you can cut leather. And you notice I'm sitting down while I'm cutting. I don't have to, bear down or saw. Now, I barely feel anything. Where I was cutting all that, I barely feel anything. But I do feel a little something. So I'm going to take the mat eraser, and I'm just going to make it smooth again. And
right back down to a smooth surface.
So now we're going to go back to the satin, right where we were cutting everything, and cut with ease.
Yes. I'm going to move this back up because we look weird. Okay. So now we're very happy to announce our new size mats. That these two mats we decided to start making were because we would get these sizes asked for a lot, and we'd have to do a lot of custom cuts. Sometimes when we do custom cuts, you do lose some of your numbers on your mat, which we do have an adhesive ruler that you could replace your numbers. But these mats, will have, you won't lose the numbers, and you'll have the whole entire grid. The first one is the 30 by 60. And the second one is a 30 by 72.
Which is the size of like the Costco tables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
30 by
frequently
72.
asked for because a banquet table or a Costco table,
Mm-hmm.
that's a frequent one. So we're excited. I'm excited that we don't have to do so many.
No, we're very excited. So you can go to our website, bigmatrotarycuttingsurface.com. Click on the Etsy icon. That's where you're going to see all our mats, including the 2 new sizes. Now, our special that we have for today for the Wild Wednesdays is a 36 by 60 will be 20% off for 24 hours. Again, on bigmatrotarycuttingsurface.com, click on the Etsy icon, and that's where that mat will be. It'll say Wild Wednesdays 36 by 60, and you're going to get 20% off of that mat for 24 hours. Just again, we want to thank everyone. We're can't wait to hear who's going to win the 24 by 36 mat. That's our giveaway. It's going to come with the mat eraser. And we ship next day, so you're going to get your mat quickly once we know your name and address. Thank you again. Everyone stay safe. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, guys. Hey, full disclosure, we have these mats on every flat surface in our workshop where we manufacture the rulers and everything. And Teresa has been here and she has seen the abuse. I abuse these mats like nobody's business. And I'll admit, the only time I've ever had a problem with one is I found out that you can't lay it right next to a heater when it's on full blast. So that wasn't good, but that was all my fault. But I love these mats. I've had them for years and years and years. So thanks, guys. I'm excited for those new sizes because I have a table that I can set up and add, and that's the perfect size.
Yes. I was going to say, I think I saw a bare table in your workshop.
Yeah. Just one, but not anymore. So, well, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We did want to add, we have 3 sites. We have bigmatrotarycuttingsurface.com. That's our website, but we can't seem to work it very well. And we each have an Etsy site. Our specials will always be on Big Rotary Cutting Mat 2, and that's the link on the Etsy site. So don't get confused because we've had people saying, do we have copycat people out there trying to sell us?
No, just me and her.
Yeah.
Just me and her.
And we're going to hang around for the Q&A afterwards, and is it acceptable to have a glass of wine during the Q&As?
Hey, I don't judge. So we'll see you guys. Okay, bye.
Okay.
All right, great. Thanks, guys. So remember that special that they have on their mat, that 20% off is till tomorrow night at midnight, so you don't want to delay. So up next, we have another returning vendor. We're going to have Sharon Lee from Handy Caddy. Not only does she have those great caddies, but she wants to show you her other terrific products. So hi, Sharon.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. This is like my respite from the rest of my life.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can show everybody what else you want to share with us.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And hello out there, wherever you are. I want to also mention our first display with Teresa and Anna. I've used their rotary cutting mats as well forever. And it was so nice to see them. I haven't seen them in a long time, so I just want to say hello to you, and I'm so happy for you that you're doing so well. So anyway, I have thrown together my display. It's been a crazy wild week, and I can see behind me that you're seeing my junk behind the screen. Let's see, maybe I could do a better job at kind of centering what I've got going on there. But anyway, if you've been to my Handy Caddy shows or been to the shows live, you'll know that I not only have organizers, but if you're going to be sewing, I realize that I want to be comfortable. And if I want to be comfortable, I'm kind of assuming you want to be comfortable. So as a result, I found these amazing, soft, irresistible leggings. And I haven't had a chance to talk about them since.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon, we have lost your video.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we, wait, here we go. We're back up now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We're
Okay.
back.
Okay. So I don't know what you missed, but let's see. Let's put this on. I'm wearing the most famous leggings that all my quilting lovers like. I don't know if you can see this. But anyway, they're the ruler leggings. So they're lots of fun and they're really soft and comfortable. I don't know if you can see the shared screen, but there's like a picture of me and my nice friend Virginia and lots of the background leggings. But I have I think over 300 styles of leggings for you to play with. And the special that I have is if you buy 2 pairs of leggings, I'm going to send you a mystery pair, something that everybody likes, as a bonus. So that's the special for the week. And somebody is going to win a pair of leggings. So the only thing I need to know is what's your size, because I carry regular sizes, is so-called an OS, which means one size, and that really means if you're anywhere between a size 0 and a size 12, I promise you they will fit. Lots of people think that they're too big for the regular size, but they stretch. If you see the picture, I hope that you see that shared picture. That model, that, what do you call that? The mannequin is wearing the same size I'm wearing. So if you can see my little body next to that size, that's a 1 size. And then there's a plus size, and there's even a 3X size if you think that you need to wear something larger than size 24. So 1S is from 0 to size 12. The plus size is from, say, size 12 to about 22. And then if you're larger than that, there's still a few styles that have that are 3X. And so I have 15 minutes to kill. So I thought I'd pull out some fun styles, and I think that this has been a hit. This is Frida, and it's really bright and fun. This is the swirls, and I have this in blue and purple and pink. This was a big hit and very popular, easy to wear, and super, super, super comfortable. Easy to wash, hand wash in cold water. I'm actually quite lazy, so I usually throw them in the wash in cold water, and I will sometimes dry them, but it's really better to just hang them dry, and they dry pretty quick. Here's a fun animal print.
Sharon, sorry to interrupt you. You seem to have frozen. We can still hear you, but your screen has frozen, so we're not seeing what you're showing.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
there you go. There you go. We're back.
and when it comes back, at least you'll be able to see.
Yeah, we're back now.
Background.
Yeah, go ahead now.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to come online for Valentine's Day, but I still thought I would show you this really lovely style with the hearts. And there will be tops online as well. And there's some great discounts on them. The tops are already 50% off. And they're also extremely comfortable, easy to wash, very, very stretchy, nice bright jewel colors to match the leggings that are available. And this is another really, really cute one. It's called Charcoal Skulls and Roses, and this is for the Day of the Dead. So I don't know if you can see that, but I think that you'll enjoy going online to see what other kinds of styles that I have. I couldn't resist. And from my personal stash, there's another really popular one called Spanish Flowers that's online.
Yeah, Sharon, it looks like we're getting a lot of freezing. So, we just emphasize that you can see all of her great stuff on her website, since we seem to be having a little bit of a connection issue.
Well, I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have to pay the contest people more money.
You have to bribe them.
Better service. I don't know. Let's see. How much time do I have? Oh, I still have a couple more minutes.
Yeah, you have a few minutes. We can hear you. So if you want to just keep telling them about your items, that's fine.
Yes. So anyway, there's just so many different styles that you can look go online to check out handycaddy.com. And again, the special for Quilt Craft Sew people will be a free pair of leggings when you purchase 2. And some lucky winner this weekend will get 1 pair as a door prize. And since I'm here online, I haven't had a chance again to remind you that I have this amazing corner cutter that's really good. Oh, this is very interesting. It's such an interesting look on my screen when you see it. It's see-through. And this is the corner cutter. So if you're still making masks, and it looks like we're going to be making masks for a while, it looks like, if we still want to be unique and different, and we want to wear our own masks, this corner cutter is fantastic, not just for cutting the corners off of to make your masks, but if you're making placemats or table runners or anything like that, it's really a challenge to cut corners consistently. And so this does a really good job of it. And on the Quilt Craft Sew website, there's a small link to the video that can show you how you can use this. Now, it looks really lopsided, but the truth is that every corner that you're cutting from, this is the corner. You're going to line this up on the corner, and I'm not demonstrating today, but if you went on to the link, you'll be able to see that each side has a different width that you would match up on the corner to make your rectangles into octagons very consistently. So if you can see that, that's great. And I didn't get to mention that, whoops, nobody wants to talk to me now. There is an Olson designed template. And if you understand or know what the Olson style mask is, I actually think I should just demonstrate. So here's the mask that this particular pattern makes. Now it looks really big because there's this style, you can make it long if you have a bigger face, or for me, I'm really petite, so I actually cut them shorter so that I can make them smaller to fit my face. This is one of the more popular designs of masks that work really well. And I put a little nose bridge on there. And I'll demonstrate the one that goes with this one. I didn't get to talk about that the last time. Am I still on? I mean, like, can you still see me?
You just froze again. We saw you show the templates and then you froze again. So we hear you.
Am I still frozen?
Yes, you sure are.
Frozen? Okay. Well, maybe I'll just keep wearing this until I unfreeze. I don't know if it has anything to do with my movement or anything like that, but this is the you'll actually be able to see some of this online. So let's see if I wish I could tell you a joke. I can't even be funny. That's terrible. But if you were able to go online and check out the many promotions that I have for you, if I'm not traveling, I can afford to offer some great deals so that you shoppers, you sewers, you quilters can still have fun at home. And by all means, I mean, if you can't have fun while you're alive, then what's the point? So, I mean, really take some time to breathe and soothe your soul. And what better way to do that than to do that with some sewing and crafting. And I know that lots of people are making masks only because it's a way to be generous to other people and to feel like you're making a difference. And I think that really counts for something. But while you're doing it, thank you. While you're doing that, be comfortable. And I'm telling you, once you try on a pair of these leggings, you don't want to live without them because they feel like you're wearing nothing. And that's what a lot of people tell me. So, and I can vouch for that. I mean, they're so easy to just pull on when I'm getting ready for the day because they're just too easy to wear. They're too comfortable. And I forgot to mention, there are some I have in my new inventory fur-lined leggings. And if it's still cold where you live, I don't know where you are, but I think there's some really cold places still left in the U.S. I live in California, so it's not, I mean, I don't want to brag, but the weather is really good today. But if you like to be cozy, there are some fur-lined leggings that I think you'll like, and I hope you check them out on the website. So
Awesome, Sharon. Thank you so much. And again, guys, we're at the mercy of the internet connections. And unfortunately today we had a little bit of trouble with her connection, but you can see all of her products on her website, handycaddy.com, or you can go right through the mall to get to her quickly. So Sharon, we hope you'll hang around till the end for the question and answer, because I know people have some questions for you.
thank you. Thanks
We'll
a
bring
lot.
you back. Okay. All right, guys. It is your favorite time of the show. It's contest time. So again, we've got 5 great raffle prizes that we're going to be giving away today. And all you have to do to enter is type in the comments the secret phrase. Now, I ask again, like I remind you each week, that you only do that one time, because it is just one entry per person. And I hope to have the winners posted within the next few hours after the show is over. If not, tomorrow morning, first thing. But there shouldn't be an issue today with me getting those up. Once we post the winners, there will be an email address that it will instruct you to email your address to me so that we can let each vendor know who to send the prize to. We ask that you please redeem your prizes by midnight tomorrow night, Thursday. So be sure you check back. We've actually, surprisingly, every week we have unclaimed prizes, and I had been trying to track people down, but quite honestly, between this and keeping the business going, I just don't have time to go looking for the winners. So if you ever see a winner that you know, be sure you let them know, because we want to give the prizes out. So again, it's time. So if you want to enter for one of today's fantastic prizes, you're going to type in "pick me." Pick me. That's easy. Just a few letters. So get that typed in. All right. So now it's time for another fan favorite. We have a lot of our favorites on today. And I'm excited about this because Adele from Couture is going to show us how to do tea towels. And I'm personally dying to see this. So are you there, Adele?
I'm here. Wait.
Hi.
There we go. Yeah, I'm here.
Well,
there you go.
It's good to see you again.
Great. Good to see you.
Well, I'm going to let you take it away because I can't wait to see this.
Awesome. So we are going to eat today. We've chalked it before in the past. So I'm just going to move the camera down. I'm going to keep talking about other things. Like, for example, we have a place on Facebook that is like Pinterest for Couture. It's a great way to see how other people are doing it, not just me, and get their input. And I just realized this is upside down for you guys. So I'm just going to flip it real quick. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, dear. My Google's talking to me. That's weird. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I won't say anything that Google recognizes. Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Let me turn that off. I've never had that happen during a live. But it started talking to me, and now it's singing some kind of choir music. So anyway, here we go. Now I think you could see it. There we go. And this is just a cute little, It's Getting Hot in Here. I don't know if you guys know the song, but it's, I'm going to do this in black and red because I have a red KitchenAid. So if you are watching, I want you to tell me where you are watching from and what is the temperature. How cold is it where you're watching from? Make sure you put where you're watching from and how cold it is. Now, I am pushing this through the silkscreen transfers. This is not a what is the Cricut thing? This is not vinyl. This is a silkscreen transfer, just like t-shirts are made. But with this, I can reuse this transfer over and over again to make pretty things. Now, I can use this with our ink on any fabric. You can also use it on metal, like this cup, and glass. And the only thing you have to do to make it permanent is to heat set it with parchment paper and an iron if it's fabric. If it's metal or glass, you would put it in a cold oven, turn it to 350, and then you would let that go for 20 to 30 minutes. And then you would you would pull it out you would let it cool for, turn it off, put it in 20, 30 minutes, turn it off, let the oven cool, and then you would take the item out. Now we're going to do the little oven mitt in red to match my KitchenAid. And this is going to be super cute in my kitchen. Now, if you're interested in joining the Pinterest type group, just type chalk in the comments and I will get you added to that group. There's a lot of tutorials from different designers, and you get to see a lot of what we can actually do. This is just a little what we can do. We have hundreds and hundreds of silkscreen transfers. We have a lot of different pastes and inks. Hey, Cindy. Awesome. Have you used it yet, Cindy? Oh, Siri's going to talk to me again.
Why, thanks.
Have you used it? That's the question. Okay. Every time I say Cindy, it does that too. So hopefully I'm talking quieter. Okay, so now all we have to do is pull it up. And when I'm done, I will just wash the silk screen in water. And I can use it again on wood or fabric or canvas. And I'm just going to pull it up slow in case I need to put some more down. And for now, I'm just going to set this transfer to the side. I'll later clean it just in water. Okay, I'm just going to set it over here. I'm going to check my fingers, and then I'm going to pull this one up and out of the way. So I'm going to move it closer to the camera so you can get a better look at it. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Just love it, love it, love it. Okay. Next, we're going to do Baker's Gonna Bake. Okay. We're going to kind of do the same thing here with colors. There's no reason to change my color scheme. And we're going to do this one real quick. And same thing, I'm going to do the words in black. Oh, I've got black on my fingers, so that's kind of, I got to wash that off. We also have a starter kit, $99. It's $240 worth of product. And if you're interested in that, just put starter in the comments and I can get back to you. And I'm just pushing this through the screen. Again, this is a silk screen, reusable. It's got an adhesive backing. And I've got this on a mat, a sticky mat, so it doesn't move on me. Because you don't want your fabric to move while you're trying to chalk or ink. And we sell those with Couture. So my giveaway for this week will be something to get you started. And I may even wait and talk to you before I send it, but it'll be about $20 to $25 in value as far as if you were to buy it. And like she said, make sure you get your address to her so we can get the prize out to you, because what is winning if you don't claim the prize? And then we're going to do this right here. I'm having a little surprise because I think I'm going fast enough. I threw something in here, and I haven't even checked with anybody, but I also wanted to talk about a quilt. So my sister-in-law entered a quilt done using chalk couture transfers into our chalk couture company. We had a contest at convention, right? There's thousands of designers. She won first place, and they're going to throw that into the comments here. And I just want you to know that the part that is the flag is all fabric, but everything else in that quilt is done using chalk couture. And she pulled from a lot of different transfers, so I'm not trying to tell you it was just one transfer, but she pulled from a lot of different transfers to make that quilt. So I'm in Arizona, and it's even cold here and windy. All of a sudden, the wind kicked up again today. Oh my gosh, I love this. Baker's Gonna Bake. I love it. Throw some hearts if you love this. Throw me some hearts. Okay, I can't post the quilt here. Oh, okay, that's okay. I can post later, or I'll post it on my page. Either way is fine with me. Thank you, guys. So the little surprise I'm gonna do is I decided to do a bag too while we're here. This is a Couture bag that they no longer sell, but you can find these things anywhere. You know, you can go to any store and find a little cute bag. And I could ink all sides. I'm just going to do one side, and I'll do that in our copper glitter. I'm just going to turn it. Well, I'll do it this way. And I'm just, again, push this through the screen. And it says fierce. And I just love the sassiness of it and the, you know, boldness of it. And this glitter, it's really going to pop. And actually, I may have opened the gold. I think this might be gold. I meant to do gold, but I think this might be gold. I grabbed too quickly. Anyway, I'm just pushing through to make sure it goes through the screen completely. Now, as I'm pulling up the transfer, I can actually look and see if it needs more. And if it does, I can just simply add more to it. Yeah, like I missed a few parts on that F. All right, so here's the reveal. Let's see what it does. What I like about this is I am not a crafty kind of person. Like, I don't do cards or anything like that. Like, oh, what are they called? Close to my heart, and that stuff. I wasn't involved in any of that kind of stuff. I am a quilter. I started doing that with my sisters, and we just love, love, love it. But look at this bag. Isn't that a great gift? So that's it. If you want to join the talk room, just type talk in the comments, and I'll get you added to that room where it's like Pinterest for you'll be able to see videos and educational things. And then the prize, make sure you get back to Raylene. Do it.
Thanks.
Do it.
That was awesome, Adele. I love that little bag. That was so cute. And, you know, guys, be sure, like she said, if you want to be part of her Facebook page, just type in chalk. I did that a couple of weeks ago when she was on. And I tell you, the inspiration that you get, it is so fun to see what her other designers are doing. So be sure you take advantage of that and get those great ideas. So thanks, Adele. We hope you can stick around till the question and answer at the end.
One more thing I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yes.
We have monthly subscription, just like a block of the month, but it changes every month. The design is different. If you want to join that, just type club in comments and I'll get back to you.
Awesome. Well, okay. I'm going to be doing that now. Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, guys, this is your last reminder. If you want to be part of this week's raffle contest, you need to type in the comments, pick me. Now, if you've already done it, you don't need to do it again. But if you haven't done it, this is the last time I'm going to remind you. So again, our secret phrase this week is pick me. All right. So our last presenter today, of course, is, one of my fan favorite people. My co-host, Beth from the Fabric Chicks, is going to join us. And I don't know what she's doing because she told me it was going to be a surprise. So we're going to see if we can get her in here. Hey, Beth, are you there? Hello, Beth. Are you there? Are you with us? Well, it looks like there she comes. Okay. Okay, we just see a blank screen. Well, it looks like there she comes. Okay. Beth, we're just seeing a blank screen on you.
Okay, can you see us?
Not yet.
I know, it's so crazy because I can see you.
Okay, can you log out and try logging back in?
Come back. Hang on a second.
Great. Okay, while Beth is relogging in, I just want to remind everybody that all four of our vendors that have been on the show today, you can find them so quickly by going to the quiltcraftsomall.com. Right below the Wild Wednesday logo is a link. If you click on that, it's going to quickly bring you up to all four of today's vendors so that you can see everybody quick and easy. And once you finish shopping with our four featured vendors, be sure you check out the rest of the mall because all of your favorite quilt craft and sewing vendors are there. So it looks like we got Beth now. So hello, Beth.
Hi there. How are you?
We're great. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I am, we're outside because this is kind of a messy project. So it's, I don't know, like 30 degrees outside, a little bit nippy. But everything kind of blew all over the parking lot. So we've kind of tried to wrangle it back up and try to get our senses. So what I'm going to show you today is silk fusion. So basically you're going to be creating your own fabrics. So we do have a book here, and somebody lucky winner is going to win a starter kit. But it's called Silk Fusion. It's where you take silk fibers and you use a glue. Oh my gosh, the words are failing me right now. A textile medium, and you fuse the fabrics together, and then you can use them for any kind of like applique project, or you can sew a purse with it. You're basically creating your own fabric. So we do have a book that will tell you all about it. Lots of YouTube tutorials. If you go back to our Friday and last week Wednesday Facebook page tutorials, you'll be able to see we did a demo then also. So we have the Silk Fusion book, and then what we're going to do is we're going to basically create, these are pieces of fabric that we've already fused together. We haven't really done too much with them, except for this morning I came in early so that I could take the piece that I did last week, and I kind of stitched it onto here. So if you know anything about us, I like to take all kinds of fibers and different random weird things, of which we do have a bag of like tulle with glitter, burlap, laces, all kinds of weird stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have. And I like to have a bucket like this that I keep that has all kinds of random stuff in it. So when I get ready to do a project, I've got the supplies at hand. If you don't have it in your stash, you're not going to be able to use it and incorporate it. Here's another one that I used, cork fabric. And then I took, from this piece that I fused together here, I just cut out some flower shapes and just stitched them on. I don't know if you can see it. And then this was actually a cocoon, a silk cocoon, and I just cut it in half and smushed it down. So those come like this. So we have tons of silk fibers and all kinds of fun stuff. It's really what you want to do is you want to call us and FaceTime us, and we can take you on a personal shopping experience, because literally there's so many different colors. It's hard for us to keep everything on the website. So I'm just going to jump right in, show you how to do it. So this whole background here is what I fused last week. And you can watch that demo. I think it was last Wednesday. And then just so you know, massive fail there. We use silk, outside, you can never predict. We use silk ribbons around here. And then we just use silk fibers here. Here I used some of those cheap plastic ferns from the dollar store. But the fun thing that I experimented with yesterday was the heat moldable batting. So it comes like this. So his wings, and don't look too closely at his wings because they're kind of small. But what happened is I didn't read the directions. Surprise. If you watched us on our Facebook Live at noon today, you know it runs in the family. My kids did not read the directions before they covered the ironing board. But so it shrinks 30%. So when you're making a project with the moldable batting, and I just used my steam iron, and that was warm enough. So it looks just like your regular batting, but it's heat moldable. So that's a new product. It's not really new, but if you haven't tried it, it's new to you. Oh my goodness, the wind is kind of crazy. It was perfect at noon. Okay, so this is going to be really fun to show you how to do with the wind. So I'm going to take the Tessa silks, which are basically kind of like a roving. Gracie, can you kind of just pick stuff up as it falls? So this is the silk, like everything keeps falling. So this is the silk roving here. And if you try to pull it too close together, it's not going to pull. But the further out you go, it's just going to come in little bits like this. Here, hold this as I do it, please. And then it's going to be pretty messy. We're going to just kind of, I know, the one time the wind picks up, you're just going to can dump the water. Okay, so you're gonna have to get all your fibers wet anyway. So since it's windy, we're gonna just kind of weigh them down with some water. And then you can, so you can see we're just kind of layering it. And if you go back and watch last Wednesday's, Lynn, who did it for her very first time, she did a whole, she laid out a tree. So she got a brown pack and a green pack, and she made a fabulous tree. And you're gonna kind of want to go, depending on how thick you want it, if you're doing it for like a purse or something where you need it to be pretty durable, you're gonna want to lay one layer this way and then one layer horizontally and one layer vertically and then horizontally again to give it the strength. I just plan on using it to use as applique pieces, so I don't really care if it's thick or not. Okay. So, again, like I said, I don't know if I said it or not because it's kind of crazy with the wind. You can use it for fabric. You can use it, you can create purses. You can add it to clothing. But as you know, silk has a sheen to it. So it's kind of a fun product to play with. And there was a gal here today who wants to do it with her group, but she was worried that it might be too expensive of a product. But if you look at the project that I used, yes, if you look at this project, this was just a cheap piece of upholstery fabric. This was a panel that I cut out. So here, Grace, can you show them this panel? So that was a panel that we cut out. So really, the only thing that was expensive was the $20 worth of silk in this project. But you've got a lot of stuff just laying around your house. Okay, and then we're gonna take a top screen and we're gonna lay this down. And I just wanna show you, because I always like to educate you, that the difference between wool and silk. So we do have some wool fibers in the shop. And you can see the wool is a lot more porous, so it does not fuse as well. And we've got some right here on this piece. You can see how the wool did not, the green is wool, the red is silk. You can see how different they react. Okay, so then I'm going to take this screen, and these are window screens, and they do come, Grace, you can show them a starter kit. They come in the starter kit. So you get the textile medium, and you want to make sure that you've got about 2 inches around your frame. Okay, so we're going to get this wet, Gracie. And you do want to add, because we're going to be using a textile medium, you want to add a little bit of dish soap. So you're going to put some dish soap in there. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to dump it on here. As you can tell, it's not a real scientific project. It's more like a fabric chick project where anything goes. But you do want to make sure you get through all the layers. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over because it's really hard. You don't know if you've gotten in the middle or not. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you can use a brush if you want. I personally like to use my hands because I feel like I'm doing more. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Okay, so then I'm going to take the textile medium, of which I think I'm almost out of. So you're going to just sprinkle this on. And just because I like to be safe as opposed to being sorry, I did steal one out of a starter kit. Oops. Oops, it's got the lid on it. Here, can you take that off? So I'm just going to rub this in, and you could use your brush if you don't want to get your fingers sticky. We're just going to rub that in because we want to make sure. Uh-oh. Okay. So I tend to use more glue than not enough glue. Well, textile medium, I don't know. I think to me it's a glue, but I'm not sure exactly what it is, what it's concocted of. And then I just like to rub it in. Make sure it gets all through the fibers, and then flip it over and make sure everything is wet here. And then I'm just gonna put it into my parking lot. So you really want to do this outside. So yeah, I advise doing it outside. We have done it inside, but I don't advise it because then you have to mop your kitchen floor or wherever you do it. So don't do it unless you, of course, need to clean your house. So that's it, Raylene. That's what we've got for today.
Much fun. I love that we're doing things a little bit different than we normally would and really taking everybody out of the box and doing something different. That was really fun. Although I'm sitting here going, okay, well, it's 70 degrees here in Arizona. But you commented it was 30 degrees, and I'm thinking she's got to be freezing. Her hands are wet, and the wind is blowing.
I'm like now.
I'm thinking you're like a popsicle. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. That's really cool. And like Beth mentioned, she's going to be giving away for her drawing prize. She will be giving away a starter kit for that. So this is so much fun. So thanks, Beth. And we'll see you in just a minute for question and answers.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring all 4 vendors back in. We're going to have them all up on the screen, kind of like the Brady Bunch. And you'll be able to type in.
Or start singing the Brady Bunch.
You're going to be able to type in. So if you have any questions for anybody, you're going to type those in the comments, and I'm going to be looking over there, and I will read them off to them. So I did have one that I wrote down that I saw just a second ago. And that was, where did I write it at? Hang on here. Oh, for Adele.
Yes.
Someone asked if you can chalk on vinyl.
More likely, that's one. Plastic and vinyl are harder to chalk on.
Okay.
So it would stay as long as you didn't wash really aggressively. Say it was some fabric or something like that. If you washed it aggressively, it will come off. So I have not tried it just because there's so many other things I can ink and chalk on. So
Right. Also, well, since I've got you up right now, tell everybody once again what your special is that you're offering till tomorrow night at midnight.
Oh, it's actually, I have a special that could actually go longer. We have Try Me kits. I haven't put it in the link though. So give me a little bit of time to put that in the link. They're 20% off for the whole month of February. So
awesome. And looks like we have another question for you. Oh, how long does it take for the chalk to dry?
Just a couple of minutes. You can speed it up with a blow dryer on cool. Yeah, it's really quick.
And then another question for you. See, everybody's all into your stuff today. Can you do cork fabric?
Cork fabric? Oh, I thought that was cork board. Sure, I'm sure you can. You would just have to use the ink, guessing. I would love to experiment with that though. So that's a good question. I don't know that answer.
Teresa.
Yes.
Are your mats printed on both sides?
We do have one size that's printed on both sides, but for the most part, we print on one side. But they last a long time. So pretty much when we did print on 2 sides, people said, well, then why do you need to have it printed on both sides? So for the most part, we only print on one side.
But you can use both sides.
But you can use both sides. Now, I have a question for Adele, though. It's very easy to get started with chalk couture,
Yes.
but I want to know, how do you stop? I have everything in my house is chalk painted and chalk couture, and I can't seem to stop. I mean, I'm getting ready to chalk couture with my grandkids.
We're gonna have to start a support group for that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Well, Teresa definitely has an addictive personality, so I'm not surprised at all.
Yes, I do. I have a project waiting for me on my porch right now that I can't wait to get to.
Awesome.
Hey, Beth, we have a question for you.
Okay.
How long does the project you just did need to dry?
Well, I'm going to leave it outside, and with the wind, it'll be dry probably in like 40 minutes.
Awesome. And then someone did ask that missed me saying so. What the secret phrase was today, it's simply to type in "pick me." I know I said I wasn't going to tell you again, but I'm nice. And then again, Teresa, someone is asking again what those 2 new mat sizes were.
It's a 30 by 60 and a 30 by 72.
Okay, let me see. I'm looking here to see if we've got some more questions. Oh, Beth, I'm assuming once it dries, then you remove the screen. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I actually will remove the screen before it's completely dry because it's a lot easier if it's still damp.
And Adele, is there a medium other than chalk? Now, you were doing chalk and ink, correct?
So
Between your
today,
different appearances.
yes,
Yeah, today
it's
ink. Yeah.
today was ink. So for chalk, you would use that on any hard surface like wood. You could use it on almost any hard surface. Ink is for more fabric, although you can do a cup and ink and glass and ink. So
Awesome. And then someone just asked, how will we know if we win the prize? So just as a reminder, later today, you want to come back to the Quilt Craft Sew Facebook page, and there will be a post that will list all the winners and the instructions how to redeem the prize. And I usually put a picture that says winner, just so it's easy to find that post. Okay, let me see if we've got any other questions before we go today.
I did see
Go ahead.
one about somebody asking about my website, but that's in the group, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, guys, if you want to find any of today's vendors, the fastest, easiest way is just go to the mall, Quilt Craft Sew Mall, and you're going to see the Wild Wednesday logo, a pink logo. And right below it, there's a link. If you click on that, it's going to take you to all 4 of today's vendors quick and easy. So you don't have to go searching for them. And if for any reason you don't see something that they showed or they talked about, if you don't see it on their website, just contact them through the website because they are here to help you. So let me just one more quick. How did the mats ship, Teresa?
Oh, yeah.
Here I am. We ship them rolled up in a box. They lay flat immediately. That's a question we get every single day. If it's going to lay flat, and if you go to our Etsy site, we've got wonderful reviews, and most everybody says it laid flat immediately.
And guys, on that note, I can tell you from personal experience, I had got a new mat from Teresa because we were moving to a larger when we moved to Arizona, we had a much bigger workshop. And so I got a mat from her for the one table that I didn't have a mat on. And then I ended up leaving it rolled up for almost a year, like a moron. But when I opened it up, it just laid flat, and I never had any issues with it.
The larger ones, yes. We don't recommend you leave them rolled up for a year, but the larger ones, yeah, they just,
Yeah, I'm thinking most of you guys are going to be excited to use your mat. It was just because of our move, but it did lay flat, and I knew if it didn't, it was my fault.
She knew where to find me.
Honestly, I love that her mats are so durable. Her mats will last you forever.
Thank you, Adele.
Thanks, Adele.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, I've got one on my shipping table, and I'm with my 60mm rotary cutter cutting cardboard on it all day long, trimming my cardboard down for shipping. And I have, it doesn't even look like I've even marked on it at all. So, well, it looks like that's all of our questions that we had for today. So I want to thank all 4 of our vendors again for being with us today. It was so awesome to see you guys again. And as always, guys, we just appreciate all your support so much. Now, I don't know if I'm really supposed to say this or not, but a little birdie told me that we are very, very, very close to having an in-person show in May. So May's right around the corner. So everybody keep your toes and fingers crossed. And as soon as that is definite, I guarantee you that Chris and Eric from Quilt Craft Sew will be letting everybody know via email and on the Facebook page. So again, we thank you so much. We thank you for your support. I mean, we would not still be here after most of us 11 months without you guys. So you'll never, ever know. We're just when we're allowed to hug you guys again for all your support, just be prepared. You're going to get squeezed really hard. So we thank you guys all so very much. Check back later today for our winners. And we hope we see all of you guys next week when we're right here on Wild Wednesday Live. So bye-bye. Go out and have a creative week.
Thank you, Raylene.
Check it out.